In this demonstration, let's copy an existing Oracle Procurement AI agent template to create an instance of an agent. You can then customize this agent starting from the existing components rather than having to create it from scratch. In our example here, we'll add some simple documents and topics to our new agent, build it into an agent team, debug it, deploy it, and we'll see it in action. Let's jump straight in. We're logged in here as Curtis Fetty, one of our demonstration users. Let's navigate to the AI Agent Studio. From the front page, we can see several templates available, and we can filter it in different ways. For example, we can go in and filter it for procurement templates. You do have to click on the search box before it will actually do the filter. And let's pick this Procurement Policy Advisor to create a new instance of an agent. We'll use the copy template method over here. And we'll put a suffix of 99 at the end of the new instance of the agents that are in this particular template. In this case, there's only one agent. We can add additional agents over here. We can add additional tools over here. We can add additional topics over here. Let's start with adding a supervisor agent. Although in this demo, we're not going to do much with the supervisor agent. We're not going to add additional agents. We're just going to have it call this one agent that is part of the original template. To do that, we'll just click somewhere here and say new supervisor agent. We can call this the supervisor agent 99 perhaps, and we'll put this in the same procurement family, and we'll just put this in perhaps the purchasing product. We'll give it a 10 maximum interactions, and we'll just call this a demonstration supervisor agent, and we'll just use the standard prompt there. The prompt basically says, find the most appropriate agent to run the task that it's been given. In our case, we're just going to have one single agent. We're also going to leave this supervisor agent using the default LLM. Once we have those details defined, we can create the supervisor agent, and you'll see that it will reference our one and only agent within this Procurement Policy Advisor 99. Let's focus our attention now on our one agent. Let's customize this agent further. If we look at what's available within this agent, there is already a procurement policy document tool. This document is a copy. It doesn't actually have any documents attached to it, so we'll have to add our own documents to extend what this original template is able to do. Now, if we save and publish this agent at this point, we can head out to the Tools section, and if we search for our 99, we'll see that the procurement policy document that was part of the original template has been copied, and the 99 suffix has been added to it. We can then go into this policy document, and once again, we'll see that the template gave us an empty document tool for us to add whatever documents that we need to. Let's go ahead and add a very small sample PDF to this. We'll call this the same thing, the Procurement Policy Document 99 PDF perhaps, and we'll call this a demonstration document, and we'll add a PDF to it. And we'll say save on the PDF, and up above, we will say save on the document itself. And now if we go into the document, we'll see that our document is there in draft mode. We do have to publish this document before it will become available. Let's go in a second time, and let's change the status to ready to publish. And we'll save it a second time. We could have done this the first time, but we just wanted to see the difference there. Save the document. Now we do need to run a scheduled process to publish that PDF into this document tool before it gets folded into that agent. So let's head over to our standard scheduled processes. And we'll schedule a new process. And we'll run the standard process called process agent documents. No parameters. We'll submit it, and we'll give it a few moments to complete. And after a few moments, we can refresh. And in this case, we see that it is succeeded. Let's head back to our AI Agent Studio. Back to our document tool. Filter by our suffix 99. Back into the tool. And we'll see that the PDF that's part of the document tool is now published. Let's save this one more time. And let's head back to our agent team. And we'll search for our existing agent teams. Now, typically, when you do a search over here, you are over in the published filter. And if you do that, you won't see the procurement policy advisor that they're working on. That's because we haven't published it yet. So make sure that you click on draft over here. And that's where we will see our procurement policy advisor 99 that is still in draft mode. Once again, we haven't published it. But let's go back in again. And over in the tools, we just want to see that our procurement policy document, which we just published using that scheduled process, does now show published, and the contents of that PDF will now be available for the agent for us to ask questions to. Let's expand this agent team by adding a topic. There is an existing topic, and as a quick refresher, topics are these policy documents typically that are shared across multiple agents. In this case, we have a very simple one for the demonstration. If we go into the details here, this is a procurement policy. Again, it was copied from the base template and a suffix of 99 has been added to it. For the instructions for this short demo, we're not going to change it. It's basically telling us to get ready to answer questions about procurement policies. Let's add an additional topic. Let's click on topics over here. And on the left, once you click on that, you'll see available topics. We can filter these available topics by family. And once again, you need to click back into the search box for it to actually filter that. And for our small example, perhaps we'll add a PO charge account policy document. Now, this PO charge account advisor is not particularly related to our demonstration here, but we'll see how it reacts once we ask it questions later on. Let's click Add to add the policy document into our topics. And we can save and close our agent team to prepare it for debugging. We're still in draft mode. Let's give it a test before we publish it. To debug it, we'll go back into edit mode for the agent team, and we'll see a little run or debug action here. Let's ask it the first question. What are the laptop purchasing policies? In order to understand its response, let me bring over the PDF, that is the policy document that we attached onto that document tool a moment ago. For example, it has some policies, let me zoom into that talks about purchasing laptops, there's pricing and contracts and so on. Let's go ahead and ask it about laptop purchasing policies. Let's run that. Now in debug mode, the distinctive thing is that it's going to show these yellow boxes that will show the thinking or the steps that it takes to arrive at the answer. And in this case, it's expanded the tool that it used, which is the one document tool that we have, and clearly identified that single PDF that we had attached to that tool before returning the answer. Once again, if we scroll up on the chat window, our question was here. This is the debug message, and this is the actual return, which is the answer to our question. Let's try a second one. Let's ask it a question related to that second topic that we added, which we don't really have information for. In this case, it did go into the same procurement policy document, but because there are no PO charge account information in that document, it returns and says so. So that's our working agent running within a debug session. Let's publish this and see how it might appear to an end user. Let's close this And let's publish this agent team. And once published, it drops us back out on the main page and it shows that it's published. Typically, at this point, publish agent teams are deployed using the journeys configurations. But for our quick demonstration here, let's run this from Curtis Fetty's menu instead. And we can do that by coming up here. Under the Me menu, you'll see an AI chat option. And most employees will have that. And we're going to go explore agents that are available. And we can once again filter by the suffix. And we'll see our procurement policy advisor over here. So although this procurement policy advisor has not been deployed into some workflow, we are able to test it closer to an end user experience right here from the Me AI chat menu. Let's give it the same questions. As you can see, the distinct difference over here is that it does not print the debug messages. It gives us the white box containing the response right away. The yellow box with the debug messages are not there. Let's try it with our second question. And you'll see just like our debug session, it searched the same sources. We can click on that for the first question, and we can click on that for the second question. And once again, it's showing that it's pulling the answer, or in this case, not having any information for the PO charge account from the same PDF document. And this is just one example of the versatility of using the copy template approach to creating new agent and agent teams rapidly.